Probably drunk.
You're going the wrong way! What? You're going the wrong way!
He says we're going the wrong way.
Oh, he's drunk. How would he know where we're going?
Yeah, how would he know? Thank you. Thanks a lot. Terrific.
Thank you. What a moron.
You're going in the wrong direction!
Nerves of steel, brains of mush, a common phrase by a friend of mine. I remember trying to see if my Dodge Caravan would go 100 miles an hour on the freeway. Yeah, Gen Xers, we didn't have the same relationship with playing it safe as our boomer family. Today, I'm inspired and excited to talk to you about transportation on the island nation of Mauritius, which is actually very unexpected for me. Transportation overseas can feel like chaos, confusing roads, unfamiliar rules, and of course, the fear of getting lost and driving on the left-hand side of the road. For many of us Gen Xers, it brings back memories of that great movie, Trains, Planes, and Automobiles, with its missed flights, broken down cars, and the comedy that comes with someone else's frustration. All right, Gen X, when did you learn to drive? I learned to drive at 15 in rural Oregon, and for me, driving was freedom. I loved it. Independence, freedom, and somehow transcending time and space. Over the years, the road could feel a little bit more like a bully system, where the bigger, faster, louder vehicles somehow won the race, where respect kind of gets confused with aggression. Gen Xers know this tension well. We grew up with cars as symbols of independence and competition in a way. I'm thinking of muscle cars and monster truck rallies. Before moving to the island of Mauritius, my only experience with island transportation was in Jamaica decades and decades ago. I rode on a bus where my luggage shared space with crates of chickens. It took several hours of chaos and honking and no discernible rules of the road to reach the hotel. That memory has stuck with me, and I have to say it did influence my perception at first. Like the island of Jamaica, the road in Mauritius isn't very wide, and it has no or just a few passing lanes, minimal turnouts, minimal sidewalks, limited shoulder space, and limited parking spaces. And if that sounds dangerous or disastrous, you could be right. In Mauritius, the road is shared. Buses, scooters, pedestrians, taxis, delivery drivers, and trash collectors frequently park in the road. They're stopped for a moment or two to do some business, and the traffic goes around them when it's safe to do so. It doesn't honk. There are no hand gestures or yelling. You're expected to wait and go around when it's safe. It's like the road is not just for moving vehicles. It's for community life, parades included. And unlike the frantic chase scenes in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, my scooter rides here are quite calm. Drivers flash their lights to let people across, wave others into intersections when there is somebody in the road, and even stop to give directions. It's almost the opposite of the film. Here on the island, transportation has this laid-back, casual vibe. Once when I was lost on my scooter, which is more than once, multiple times. I was at an intersection. Now, it was a T intersection, and the maps had not told me to go left or right. The map had not caught up with where I was at, and I was pulled off to the left. I was the very first person at the light, and a big transportation bus stopped right next to me. The door opened. An attendant got out of the bus and asked me where I was going, then told me that I needed to take a right and then a left at the church. Then he turned around and got back on the bus, and the light changed. The bus driver motioned for me to go in front of him to turn right. And that is the social contract here. Patience, courtesy, kindness are the cultural norms. And for a Gen Xer used to high speed and angry drivers and honking, it feels a little underwhelming. So what do you need in order to drive on the island? To drive on the island, you will need a valid driver's license, to rent a car or an e-bike. And if you want to ride a motorcycle or a scooter, you will have to have a motorcycle endorsement on that license. The US driver's license that I had did not have a motorcycle endorsement. So I had to go through the process of getting a Mauritius driver's license, then a motorcycle permit, which I can exchange for a permanent license after I take the test. This is not an expensive process, but it does take time and patience and logistics. If I had been able to predict the future, and I would have gotten my motorcycle endorsement in the US. No, actually not. I probably wouldn't have. I was busy doing other stuff. And now I'm not busy doing other stuff. So I just take care of it now. For us Gen Xers, transportation has always been tied to our identity. Our first cars, our mixtapes, and our long road trips. Strangely, overseas transportation has become something else. A change in my perspective. I am loving that feeling of freedom, not just for speed or for the vehicle that I am driving, or even the open road. It's connection with the island's beauty along the coastline and the culture of respect and courtesy. That was an unexpected shift for me. I hope this video has encouraged and inspired you, because island life teaches us that transportation is part of a positive cultural experience. Here, the journey isn't about getting somewhere fast. It's about enjoying the ride. And speaking of journeys, in my last episode, I explored tourist visas, retirement visas, gave out great research websites, and answered the question of whether the Southern Hemisphere is a safe place to live. Transportation is part of that picture. How safe, how free, and how connected life overseas can feel. If you haven't seen that episode, check it out next. And of course, please like and subscribe. Until next time, stay curious.